Yes, God, I'm back with my reviews. I'm a little off. I'm going to try to get back on track come Sunday so that I can be with the rest of these reviewers and putting my content out on time, on a schedule, so that you can be looking for me and not be like, well, she's falling off and I'm going to leave her. I am your girl, Talisa Rae. Welcome back to my channel. Listen, if it's your first time here, what's up? How you doing? Click the subscribe button. Be a ray of sunshine, honey. The Rays are all in for a treat in 2018. Like, I'm giving away all kinds of good stuff to those people who are loving and loyal and kind and supportive to me. I am. So look forward to that. Hey, what's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? You know how we do. We live in our light and our truth. We are reviewing what? The Real Housewives of Atlanta, season number 10, episode number 7. Y'all like, where's 6? I'm going to post it. I'm going to review that one too. But we're going to go and talk about 7, honey. Sheree, baby. Sheree, honey, is all in, ain't she? Listen, we're going to leave Miss Sheree for the last one because y'all know I like to go in order. We're going to come back to Miss Sheree because Miss Sheree, honey. Miss Sheree. We actually saw Sheree and Cynthia kind of concurrently, so it won't really be too bad. But let's get into Cynthia. So Cynthia invites Candy and Kenya to her house. They have just come back from their San Francisco trip, and they're rehashing what had happened on the last night with the dinner, where Cynthia had got up and walked out of the room because they were talking about her dear friend Kenya and stating valid facts that they have been stating all season long, that they feel like Cynthia, being her good friend, should have met her husband Mark. I mean, we would all agree with that too. I would think, I know that I agree with it. I know that you agree with it. At least those of you that comment down below, let me know. Do you agree that as a good friend you would have introduced me to your new husband? I mean, it was a whirlwind romance because we know you didn't introduce him before because we would have seen him. And y'all wasn't dating no 8 months because we would have seen him or heard something about him in the filming from season 9. But they had so much mess going on in 9, honey. It probably wasn't no room for us to creep in for that. So they go to Lake Bailey, and Cynthia fills her in and tells her, honey, I was under attack when you left. I defended you. First and foremost, know that I defended you, came to your defense as your friend, but honestly, now I have an issue with you. I stated my issue with them. My issue with you is, why haven't I met your husband? Why haven't I? I would think that, why wasn't I invited to your wedding? As good a friend as we are, why wouldn't you have invited me to your wedding? And I was proud of Cynthia in that moment. Like, girl, go ahead, own up to your feelings and tell your friend. Even if, you know what, my good friend, we don't talk every day like we used to. We used to talk every day. But if she got married to her current beau, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be like, bitch, you ain't going to invite me? Oh, we ain't cool enough for me to come and at least sit in the back, bitch, and pass out fans or some shit? Like, what the fuck is that about? Like, I'm just telling y'all how I would be. So you tell me how you would be with your good girlfriend. Then they start talking about Sheree and her beau, her felon beau, Tyrone, and about the pictures that had appeared on Instagram. Y'all seen them photos, honey. Sheree was giving all kind of goodness. On the front of her shirt said wifey, which gave the impression to some, especially if you're not in that era, that she was married. Wifey meant like, you know, girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Not like wife. Or does it? Now it means wife. But I think back then it was like, I don't know. I might just be too old not understanding. Nevertheless, it had everybody thinking that maybe she was married, and she was showing who was showing? Kenya and Candy were showing, no, Cynthia and Candy were showing the pictures of Sheree and her boo. Baby, she was giving all kinds of life. He was cute, and I was looking at him going, he all syrupy sweet in her ear. She better be careful. Any of y'all ever been in a relationship with a man that's been in prison? I have. And they tell you exactly what the fuck you need to hear, honey. They tell you all the good things that you need to. Let me put a pin in that, honey, when we talk about Sheree. So then we see in a few scenes later that Cynthia goes and meets Peter. She is still 25% owner in their bar, which is bar 2, even though they're no longer together. They had started the process when they were married, and she wanted to get in on some of them coins since what is it called, Sports One and Lounge One or whatever they're called in Charlotte are so lucrative and popping. He wants to get in on that. He introduces Peter introduces her to his like manager, his right hand man, etc., etc. And they walk through, and she was like, okay, I thought we would be further along. What's happening? Where are we going? You know, she's not mad about it. She wants some of them coins, honey. Coin Taja in Malik's voice. She wants some of them. But he tells her it's underway, and she asked him how long, and they say, oh, about 4 months, but it's really up to Peter. And he's all like, did you hear that? It's up to me. Like trying to, you know, usurp his authority. Like, yeah, it's not really what you say or whatever, because I'm the one in control. Okay, now Peter is looking at her like, honey, she is a fucking hot sliced piece of bacon, honey, dripping, fried, crispy, getting ready to go onto a sandwich. When I say looking at her salivating, honey, like his tongue is hanging open, honey. Y'all know that dog on them cartoons and his eyes pop out and his tongue that's all Peter. You know, because she looks good for 50, and he made a valid point. She looks like she's 32. She's giving us young women a run for their our money. You see, I said us because I'm younger than her. I'm not 50. But baby, when I get 50, if I get a piece of looking like that, all the young hoes is in trouble. You hear me? What was weird for me is the fact that Peter would even want to talk about Will. So tell me about your new boyfriend. And she's all like, I don't have a new boyfriend, but I'm seeing somebody and I like him. Period, point blank. Now, y'all remember they gave us a little snippet about Peter. When Peter, because, you know, she said we moved on or whatever. At the time in the reunion last year, it didn't look like Cynthia was okay with that. But Peter had said he had moved on and he had liked somebody a whole lot. He was enjoying their company real. So whatever he was feeling in that moment, because you see it in his face, honey, she didn't give two flying fucks, because he didn't give two flying fucks at the end of last year when they had just started getting a divorce. Now, y'all, you know he was cheating. Y'all know he was cheating. So then we see, remember when we started talking Will, before they went to San Francisco, Will had said, I want to take you on a boat date. I have a friend. I have access to a boat. I want to take you on a boat date. So Will, this was a nice touch, sent car service to go pick up Cynthia. And she seemed surprised to us, right? But you know, we all know, I tell y'all, I say it all the time, and I need to quit saying it, that reality TV is a little setup, right? She had to know, but she had genuine shock, so maybe she didn't. But it would, nevertheless, it was a nice touch that he had the car service come to get her. I thought, yes, in the car service with a little single rose that said, I can't wait to see you, or whatever the fuck it said. And she was all hot and flustered and like girlish. That's how you knew she liked him. And she had butterflies in her stomach and her heart was palpitating. Because, honey, that's how you know that every ounce of her likes him. Her little vagina is twitching, okay? It is. Her nipples is thumping. She likes him. She is lusting after him. Y'all don't agree with me? You know you lying if you don't. Then they get on the boat, and we see him and her embrace, and she's like a schoolgirl. Y'all know when the first time you hug somebody that you liked, and everything about him, the energy connected between the two of you had you feeling some kind of way. Like, whew, I know I've had that. I've had that, honey. And still to this day, when I see them, I go, take a deep breath, because I have to gain my composure, like somebody that moves you in that manner. Not because it's practical or because, you know, whatever, but because they move you with their energy, like your spirits jump at one another, and you just be like, yes, I can't wait to get you. Like, y'all don't know that? Y'all don't know nothing about that. Quit playing with yourself. Well, Cynthia had invited all the married couples, or the people who were couples, on the boat date. So that would be Nene and Greg, who were in LA. That's Kenya and Mark, who Mark is invisible. We have not met him yet, but he does exist. I really hope that we get to see him soon. We've seen pictures of him being leaked and stuff with her. And then, of course, Todd and Candy. And Todd and Candy came on the trip. And Candy is like, you know, I hope she be, you know, that she's careful, because people are opportunists, and she's got the bag, and, you know, people are out to get people, and, you know, all that kind of stuff. And Todd talks about how, you know, it was a little awkward because he's still cool with Peter. Like, I'm cool with Peter. This is weird. I just saw Peter. I told Peter, and he said, give him a chance to go see him, and I don't want to talk about her new beau. Y'all, I really love my hair right now. I mean, I like bobs anyway, but this one got me feeling normal, feeling hot. But when they get on the boat and they sit down and they start to talk, when they get on the boat, Todd and Kandi seem a little awkward. You know, the conversation they had just had about Peter and the breakup and all of that. It's awkward. Will breaks the ice. He addresses the Peter issue, gets it out on the air, put it out on the table, and I give him kudos for that. You hear me? All kinds of good kudos for addressing that shit off the top, because he knows that that's an elephant in the room. So I liked him for that. Let me just say this. Let me back up. When he got on that boat, when Cynthia got on that boat with him, I said, look at that man. That is a man. He probably smell good. Look at the muscles in his body. He's tall enough. Y'all, my little heart. I was like, I don't do light-skinned men. I don't really like them. It's very rare that I date them. Every now and again I do, and I gel with one, but I don't really like them. Okay, that's not really what I go after. You know, it's not my cup of tea. Hennessy, vodka, tequila. It's really not for me. But he was sexy as all outdoors to me. Damn, am I still on Cynthia? We had 12 minutes. Let me hurry up. Kandi ends up busting him out and talks about how, you know, he's been on several dating shows, and we just want to make sure that you're not out to get her. And I applaud Kandi for being such a good friend. Let's talk about Portia, because she had to move real fast. Well, when we see Portia, she has Jennifer and Sarah Catherine of one-on-one matching come to her house because she ready to get her groove back. She like, everybody got a man. Cynthia just got divorced 2 years ago, and she already in. I've been divorced 5 years. So she like, let me get myself out here. Well, you been out there. Honey, you done moved around a little bit, and that's okay, because, you know, you still in your 30s. Move around a little bit. See what's out there. Taste this and that. I really thought that your Todd was going to work out for you. I really did, and he was so cute. Anyway, she tells him about all this stuff that she wants in him. And you know, because we know her to be a little blonde, a little dim-witted, I really think that too is all in that, because these women are not that stupid, okay? Not that crazy, not that dumb, not that naive. Let's just be real about it. I think it's just a part that they're playing. But she talks about the things that she wants in a man, that she realizes that she wants, that she didn't get from Cordell. And they say, we're going to hook her up. When they walked through the tour of her house, I said, this is a big, beautiful house. Your bedroom looks nice, right? Oh, yeah, it's real sexy. And they start going into the other rooms. They go into the boy and the girl room that's already set up or whatever. I'm all like, why are all your clothes and shoes in here? You need to get you a closet like Nene's. Your house is big enough to convert you a closet. I'm sure there's more than just the 3 bedrooms. Go ahead and convert you a walk-in closet real quick. Right next door, convert you a walk-in closet, okay? Because when you had them kids, listen, you gonna have to do something with them clothes and shoes anyway. Do something about that, because it looked gross. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. All that damn money, all that house, and that shit's just cluttered, like you know, like you live in the projects or some shit. Like you might be me and don't have the capital to get you a closet that looks like that. Somebody, hello. So we see her go on her first date. Right, we see her, and Jennifer's on the phone and tells her he's got on jeans and a gray blazer. And she said, jeans, and frowned her face up. Honey, I thought about my mother. I wouldn't mind a man wearing a pair of jeans and a blazer. I can't even get men to wear blazers. Like, that's the kind of man I would like him to be able to get dressed and wear a blazer. My husband was just at the point right before he died where he was allowing me to dress him, and he was going to look exactly how I wanted him to look, and he could look how he wanted whenever he was by himself. But whenever we went together, I wanted him to look a certain way, and he was just at that point where he was going to let me buy blazers and pea coats and all kind of shit. I bought pea coats and shit for him. His look started to fit in with my look, my classic, elegant look, okay? And so I was like, well, what's she frowning up for? My mother said to me, too, the other day, that when she goes on a date, she doesn't want a man to wear jeans. I'm good with jeans. I'm good with jeans and a polo. I'm good with jeans and a button down. I'm good with jeans and a blazer, depending on where we're going. If we're going to the movies, I'm good with jeans and a t-shirt. I'm good with you and your sweats, even though I'm going to be fly as fuck, and I might have on some wedges, or I might have on some I'm gonna always upgrade you, okay? So when she did that, I was like, okay, she probably a little shallow, but then I thought about my mama, and that would be me saying she was shallow. Mom. So when she walks in the door, honey, she sees him and then turns around. I said, oh, she is shallow, because, you know, with his mouth closed, he was kind of cute for a white boy. He was real kind of cute. So she saw him and turned around and walked out, turned around, took a deep breath and went back. She said, I know what I told him I liked, but I wasn't expecting Mr. Clean. I thought that man was pretty handsome. He was big, like stocky and tall. You know, I like a big man, like, you know, a man with broad shoulders, and I like that about a man. I like a tall man that's got broad shoulders, that can stand tall, that can hold his own weight, like looks confident. Now, he didn't have the confident look that I wanted him to have, like I was the one on the date, but he wasn't bad enough for her to be like, I'm gonna turn around right when I walk in, like, am I wrong or not? So then she goes and she sits down and she gives this whole awkward thing, and then her phone starts going off, and she looks at her phone and she said, oh, I left my mom at my house. You know, I told her I would be quick, so I'm only going to be here for 30 minutes. You had already doomed that date when you walked in the door. You had already decided this is not what you wanted, and that you were going to be pretentious and go based off of what he looked like. You didn't even give him a chance to talk and to get to know him and see if you guys had anything in common, which is so much more important than this outward appearance. Because if we ain't got shit to talk about, if we don't gel on other shit than the way we look, then we are doomed from the beginning. Or how much money you have in your bank account, or how much I have in my bank account, we are doomed from the start. So it's got to be something more there. At least that's what I say. Anyway, so they have a sake bomb, which are really good. If you've never had one, have one, and make sure you do the thing on the table when she do the counting or whatever. Do it on the table at the bar. It's a lot of fun when you do it with somebody else. When you do it by yourself, you just look like an alcoholic. So then she leaves the restaurant. Tells him, okay, let's go. I'm all like, this is so shallow. I hope they bring this up, rewind this, tell us something about it in next week's episode. Candy. Candy was easy this week. We saw little Ace. He's getting ready to learn how to swim. Had a little tear in my eye because I felt what's up for her, especially when she was talking to Riley. Riley is coming together real nice because Riley, I used to be side-eyeing like, but she's coming together really nice, a little becoming, you know, blossoming into this beautiful young woman. They went skydiving, indoor skydiving, and they had a conversation. And you saw the vulnerability of Candy and Riley in that moment. It wasn't a lot, but you knew it was uncomfortable for Candy to have to address that stuff. Oh, shit. So Nene wasn't there, and we down to the part that we need to be at. Sheree, bitch. Sheree. Sheree. Sheree meets Portia. This is really shallow. I mean, not shallow, but really non-sequential. Goes into meet her so she can furnish her basement, because last season the basement was a mess. Okay, we see that. They talk about what happened. They talk about Cynthia. They talk about Kenya, you know, and then they move on. Then we see Sheree, and we see her talking about her daughter going to Howard. Yay. Kudos to you, Kylie. I think that's her name, Kaylee. Kudos to you, Kaylee. Congratulations. She's going to Howard, or went to Howard. She's probably already through with her first semester since we've already seen it. So, the next thing you know, we see them, and she's talking about the domestic violence with her children. And when she says it, you can see that everyone had gotten uncomfortable in the room. Her included, Tiara, Cairo, Kaylee. Everyone had gotten uncomfortable at the situation. But the elephant in the room had been addressed, and they had talked about it. And Kaylee was like, Mom, I talked to Dad about it, but I thought it wasn't appropriate, so I drove off on him. She probably was like, because he was trying to explain himself, she's probably like, you can't explain hitting my mama, putting your hands on her throat or no shit like that. You know, and Tiara was like, she just, you know, was shocked and confused. And then Cairo was like, you never told us anything. But they were very supportive of her, and they was like, we've always seen you as Superwoman. And I love that. But let's get right to what we need to talk about. We see her, and she meets with her life coach. She tells her life coach about the conversation that she had with her kids. Her phone rings. She answers it. She says, excuse me, goes outside. You have a collect call from an inmate at blah, blah, blah correctional facility. That's exactly how it comes through. It was a real motherfucking call, okay? The call came through, and you seen her face light up, and you heard his voice come through. And baby, when he started talking, I said to myself, oh yeah, he telling her all the shit that she wants to hear. I was just working out and I was thinking about you and how when I get home, I'm going to carry you all the way around. Girl, that's a bunch of bullshit. They tell you whatever the fuck they think you need to hear because they need you on the team. They need you to come see them. They need you to accept their conversations. And when she told the life coach, I talked to him all day long, I was like, bitch, your phone bill is high as giraffe pussy, because that shit is expensive. If you ain't calling me on three-way, don't call me. Matter of fact, why don't you have a fake ass cell phone up in that bitch so you can call me? Because you know them niggas have cell phones all up in that motherfucker. Why ain't you calling me through that? Like what? And then so the life coach asked her, you know, she's like, I have a boyfriend. Is that, you know, funny for a grown woman to say boyfriend? Yeah, it's a little bit awkward for us as women over 40 to be like, I have a boyfriend. Like, that do sound a little stupid. Like, I got a man, I got a bae, I got a boo. I don't know, all that sounds fucked up too. We need to be like, I got a fiance, my husband. But, you know, you got to start somewhere, right? Anyway, so let's get to the crux of the thing. He hits her with, well, first he asked her, you know, about their relationship and how does she feel about the relationship? And she said, I'm in love with him. I love him. You know, I love him. He makes me feel good. You know, we get to talk all the time. We have real conversations. Bitch, that's all y'all can do is have a conversation. You're not married, so you can't have family visits. All he can do is call you, collect, and you can go drive your ass to go see him. That's it. That's all. So all those conversations are going to be deep. They are going to be earth moving. They are going to be everything that us as women want on the outside. Let's hope he carries it on the outside like he is in the inside, because that normally ain't what happens, okay? What normally happens is the motherfuckers come out, they fuck, y'all have a good time for about 2, 3, 6 months, and then he finds a new bitch, okay? New that had everything that he thought he had in you, or you thought you was giving him, but something different. Honey, let's get for real. Now, I'm not saying that some relationships when people are in prison and you're on the outside don't work out. I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying at all. But I am giving you the truth that a lot of times they come out and they change their mind about you. You're not exactly what they wanted. You were what they needed at the moment. You no longer serve your purpose. But when he hit her with, do you think, let me read it. Let's see. Do you think that this is just a fantasy that you're living in? Because she asked her and she said, I feel like we're going to do things and go places and talk and it's still going to be the same. He's my soulmate. He's supposed to get out at the end of the year. But if he doesn't, he's got 4 more years. And, you know, and he said, do you think this is a fantasy world you live in? Do y'all think she's living in a fantasy world? What y'all think? I know some of y'all have dated somebody in prison. Y'all might got spouses in prison. Y'all might got baby daddies in prison. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Is she living in a fantasy world? I think she fucking living in a fantasy world. My nigga, listen, you're gonna have to show me that shit when you hit the street. All that you talking over the phone don't mean shit. All them beautifully cursive love letters you writing, fuck you and your letters. Now, I seem a little bitter because I am a little bitter. That shit is real life. I ain't had nobody come out on me and not fuck with me. But I do know somebody that I was in love with that is still in prison to this day. And they tell you the nicest things and all how great you are and all this other shit. But let the real shit come through, okay? Let it come through. Let it be known. Shit really goes down and they fucking leave you alone. Anyway, I think that wraps it up. Nobody else has shit else going on. We done talked a long ass time. Let me know what you think about this episode down in the comments below. Let you and I have that good old family dialogue that we have. Let's talk real about it. Okay, let's talk about it. You know what's funny? When they were talking about blind dating, it just kind of rolls into what we're talking about on Sunday. Join us on Sunday at 4 o'clock for our Sunday chit chat. We are talking about online dating. Yes, have you ever done it? Have you been a part of it? Get into it. Come on, be a part of it. Be real life, because I'm gonna spill whatever tea I got. Hugs and kisses and lots of love. I'll see you on the next video.